Hey, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. As always, it's really great to see you. For those of you that have been with us for a while, you'll probably recognize this wonderful historic location. Of course, it's Morven Park, just north of Leesburg. And truth be known, Denise and I are not just real estate agents, we are also geeky tourists as well.
Exceptional geeky tourists,
Oh, yeah.
you know. And we are actually out here in our real estate roles. And because last week we covered the brand new rules that govern all real estate agents nationally. And last week, you should check out that video, was focused towards buyers. So we decided that this week we're going to talk to our sellers out there.
Yeah, that's right. So it's almost been 3 weeks since these new national regulations and rules went into place. And of course, we did talk last week. We spent a lot of time talking about the buyer side, but we received a lot of questions also about the sellers and how the sellers were going to be affected by these rules and these changes. So we thought we'd talk about that as well. And just to kind of recap this discussion, it's really about so much about transparency and making sure that everybody knows who is getting paid what. Compensation was so much a part of this, but also disclosure, certainly relationships, agency relationships were a big part of this. So we thought we'd cover a little bit of that today, in addition to speaking about the buyers. Probably one of the major points that we would like to address is that all compensation has always been negotiable. And from the seller side, there have been a lot of arguments that, there was a certain amount that was set in stone. This will now make sure that everybody is completely understanding this is negotiable and that a seller can choose to pay what they believe the services they're receiving are worth, right?
Correct.
So the seller has the opportunity to still pay both a listing agent as well as a buyer's agent. That's their choice. Now, we certainly will make sure that you understand how that affects you as the seller, the benefits, of course, that you receive, but also the amounts. The amounts are important because while you can choose to pay a buyer agent compensation, you can also choose not to pay the buyer agent compensation. So that, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, is now completely your choice. And we believe that there's going to be a lot of enhancements because all of us now are going to be certainly showing the value that we bring to the transaction.
Yes,
right?
And I'm glad you brought up the fact that there is an option for home sellers to not pay for a buyer's agent, because we have gotten a ton of questions from our clients. Well, if I don't have to pay it, why am I paying it?
Why am I going to do that?
And so we do have the discussion with them, because the transparency is also letting you know both sides of the story, which is you don't have to pay, but this is why some people have decided, or this is why you may want to decide to do it. Some of the advantages include, one, you attract more buyers. Truth of the matter is, Northern Virginia is known for great home prices for the sellers. They keep going up every year. And so if you can attract more buyers by offering some type of incentive, then that helps to bring more people into your home,
no doubt.
which consequently could lead to you going under contract quicker, because the more people you have seeing, the more competition, the likelihood you'll get that offer sooner rather than later. Another reason is the negotiation process. So you've come to the table already with something in hand, and it makes the negotiation go a lot easier knowing that you've already presented this amount. So yes, those are the two main areas we'd say. It does help with selling price as well, but that's negotiable in terms of how much do you have to pay versus how much more they're going to pay you for your house. That's on a case-by-case basis. What Ray and I always lobby for is the net, what you're going to net. And each contract is reviewed individually. What offer is going to net you the most for your home?
Yeah, and that's an excellent point. And as we go through this discussion with our sellers now, some of the sellers are electing to not offer compensation, but are willing to listen to the offers as they come in. And on those situations, you really are just really relying on the net. And it really should always have been done that way. We all have done a lot of net sheets, and that's, of course, that net proceeds that the seller is going to receive at the settlement table.
Correct.
But so the choice is going to be yours, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, to decide how you're going to make an offer or compensation. If you're going to make an offer at all, or just let the buyer present an offer and then look what your net amount's going to be.
Yes,
so
sure.
There's so much more to come here. There's a lot of discussions. It seems like it's almost changing every single day.
Yes.
And we're getting together within our office. Denise and I are also getting out into the community, and we're seeing that there is a lot of probably unanswered questions still.
Correct.
So we'll keep you informed, and we'll make sure that that you're up to date on all these changes or any new ideas.
Yes. So I hope that answers a lot of your questions. But if you have more, thank you for people who did write in and send us our questions. Keep them coming. That's all we're asking for.
Yeah, and as always, we really appreciate you tuning in. We're going to continue to be out at these fantastic locations. We hope you're getting a chance to get out and enjoy this beautiful fall weather as well. So please stay in touch. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Bye.